Good evening. Welcome to the Psychic Coffee Shop. Let me get the notices out.
Yeah, we understand if it takes you a minute to find us this evening. We did have a stream issue, so we had to recreate the stream. Hey, Brenda.
There's Brenda.
Brenda's on time. There's no excuse for any of that's what we just found out.
All right. I'll just let the stream be the stream and move on. Because we're going to have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play the Psychic Roulette rule of Reddit.
Alrighty. Well, Psychic Roulette will. There we go. I think we'll call it that. Just saying.
I know.
But yeah, alrighty. So from our psychic, extremely lucid visitation dreams from loved ones passed over a decade ago. Last night I had a series of visitation dreams that felt so real, and I was actually interacting and conversing with the loved ones rather than them just being present in the dreams. I usually only get these kinds of dreams when the veil is thin or if something is shifting spiritually. Is the veil thin right now? Or is this maybe just a one-off experience? These are the most powerful and lucid visitation dreams I've ever had. This was 19 hours ago.
Hello, eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
The eclipse is causing a lot of effects. Some of them good, some of them bad, some of them all over the place. Okay. Mm-hmm. With the eclipse being as it is, we're going to see this.
Okay.
All right. We're going to see increased psychic abilities, lucid dreaming, visitations. So is the veil thin? Yes.
All right. All right. Again from our psychic. Was I scammed? Hi. I got a reading from a psychic last month at a storefront. She was bang on about a lot of things, including my business, which has been fluctuating in its success and been very frustrating. Eventually, she told me it was because my late mother, who was a very terrible and abusive person, spirit, was behind me and stuck on me, causing the business to not do as well as it should be. She told me I also had to stop using sage because I was absorbing the negative energy from whoever I got the sage from. She needed a few days to meditate on what to do with my mother to clean my aura. She had me come back into the shop and said my mother's spirit was stuck on me like mold. The day before I went back, I was meditating and I had a download that she was on her way to her next life, apologized for everything, and was going to leave me alone. So I thought and felt she was finally gone. I told the psychic, and she said this was just my subconscious desperately wanting to let her go, but her spirit was stuck on me. She said she could remove her.
Hogwash.
Yeah, the more I'm reading this one, I'm like,
Took me a moment because I'm like, can a spirit get stuck on you? Yes, they can if you allow them to. But that's where you take and they get put in a bottle. You take a lovely bath. You basically throw them out. Let them go live with their other in-laws. Just suggestions. But this is hogwash.
Yeah, right at the point in which we get to, for a fee, would allow me to pay in installments. I made the first payment and she told me to stop meditating altogether, throw out my sage, and not do anything spiritual, and couldn't give me a timeline on when the spirit would be removed. As I write this, I'm shaking my head. I know my answer. that, yeah, this was probably a scam.
Right. And let's talk about this. Oh, the sage doesn't absorb negativity.
Well,
Okay.
now this was well, basically it was absorbing negativity, but basically it was transmitting negativity from the
Bullshit.
person you bought it from.
Right. Bullshit.
That
Okay.
sounds like buy your sage from me.
That sounds like stop doing anything that I'm going to now charge you to do.
I mean, should one sage their sage?
No. See, and I'm not a big proponent of saging all the damn time either.
Like, it's one of the smart ass questions I wanted to ask before.
Right.
That, like, in other situations, it would be really inappropriate to ask.
Okay, let's talk sage. Sage does not absorb negativity. It is a plant. Plants don't absorb negativity. They absorb carbon dioxide, which is foundational life principle, because we're all fucking carbon, and then it exterminates and wards off negative energy. So no, the sage can't absorb negativity. The scientific formula there is impossible.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was looking through to see, because here's the thing. Like, if you were in the situation, though, and it really was going to be some form of an extended service.
Right.
I'm still at, like, how much did this psychic charge? That, like, oh, but you can pay in installments.
Well, that's exactly got to be at least $1,000.
I would say at least. And that's quickly moved into scam category.
Right.
Like, are you living in the house from, like, The Exorcist?
Well, I think
is it poltergeist? Do you
right?
Do you need the little woman? Do you need the little woman? Like, that's $1,000, maybe. That's hazard pay, though.
But see, here's the thing, and here's the whole thing with all of this, and this is the thing that people often miss in poltergeist. Even the little woman made the people take control of their own space. Clients have to do their own work. It's real cute and fun that you think that I can do your work for you. Yes, I can help you with your homework, but you have to do your own homework. You have a problem with your mother, you have to talk to her yourself.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that for a second, because that was a whole other aspect of this. Was
right.
Stop meditating.
So stop doing spiritual practices.
Spiritual. Yeah.
Right.
Don't do anything spiritual. And there was something else. And couldn't give you a timeline.
Right. That's wrong. Anything should be within a moon phase. Within 28 days, something should be completed. Because otherwise, it has to be done again.
Pretty much.
Okay. Unless it's like upkeep. And if it's upkeep stuff, you should be paying for the training to do it yourself.
Yeah.
If you're already meditating, well, we already got one thing done. Are you writing a letter to your mother telling her how fucked up she is so that she can go away? No, you might want to do that. Here's paper and pen. Don't pay me for it. Okay, your business is how.
We've bought him enough pens and tablets. You're fine.
Yes, you're very much fine.
Like, not to give away all of our secrets, but we don't shop at the most expensive places for those. Okay, it's a business.
Client pens.
Not client pens. Everyone walks away with client pen. We love you guys, but y'all walk away with his pens. We don't put out the good shit.
No. Okay. But my problem with this posting is, one, this is not teaching you to do anything. If you're coming for a service, you should be learning how to do it yourself. Like, I'll do it the first time. You can do it the second time. the third time, the 50th time, unless it's a reading. Of course, you can learn to do readings too, but like a spiritual service, you should be learning how to do that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There's so many red flags there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry this happened to OP. That sucks.
Right.
Oh.
But this is a lot of what I've been dealing with this past month is cleaning up shit. I am really sick of fucking lazy readers.
Sage too often, the spirits will build up a tolerance.
Well, no, if you sage too often, you're stripping away the good.
I'm sorry, I like that one though.
I know. You know, if you're saging all the time, every day, and I know people that do this, you're also taking sage as an ultimate cleaner. So you're going to piss off your house spirit, so expect a water problem. If you're saging at your business, you're going to also piss off the money guardian of your business. Like, it's like bleach. You shouldn't bleach that often because it also destroys your good bacteria.
Well, for clothing, like there's a limit.
Yeah.
Like there's bleaching for whiteness, and then there's bleaching for holiness.
Yeah.
And when your fingers go through it, it's too holy.
Right.
Like that's too much bleach. You've made it holy. Now it's garbage.
Right.
It's a real quick
right
1-to-1. No, what was cracking me up is sometimes I have things run through my head. And the one that ran through my head on that comment was "Sage me harder, Daddy," and I was like, "Ouch!"
Yeah. The thoughts that run through my head. That's all I have to say.
Alrighty. Oh, Brenda's having too much fun with this now.
Well, yeah, she's on my wavelength.
Ooh, here's a fun tarot one.
Okay.
All right. So my readings are switched around with someone else.
Right.
To preface this, I don't know how else to describe what is going on, but I'll explain like this. I do readings for myself, and I have had readings done by other people as well. For some reason, my readings are always switched with another person in my life. It's not only the readings, though, it's also the bombarding of energy I get nearly every day as well. I can be minding my business, just doing my job, and suddenly I start to get very upset and angry about a situation that pertains to this person, when in reality, I could give a shit less about it, any of it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be concerned about all of it quite a lot in the past, but I moved on once I realized it was like the universe was telling me I had no control over any of it to begin with. The closest thing I have found is it's like this mirroring of their energy or them throwing it at me all the time. And it's throwing my readings and the readings I've had done by others way off. I have done a cord cutting between myself and this person too, which confuses me even more as to why this would still be some sort of tether between us. Or maybe I'm not seeing it clearly. I don't know. I had a lady who is fantastic at doing coffee ground readings give me a reading on myself and this person about 2 years ago. Back when I was really in the middle of the situation, was holding on to it way too much. Everything that she said would happen to me happened to the other person and vice versa, down to a T. She said the other person would get a car. I was the one who got a car gifted to me by my partner. She said the other person had a blood issue. That was actually me. She said they would need to get glasses. That was me. But everything they said about me ended up being the other person's energy instead. The depression, being surrounded by psychopathic people who are manipulating them, having nightmares, having a spiritual breakthrough, etc. I'm not sure what the hell is going on here. I've suspected the New Age concept of twin flame bullshit only because it made sense at the time, but I'm not even sure that's got any grounds on this particular issue. I just want to do a reading for myself and have it actually resonate.
So this is what you need to do. First thing is you need to realize that you are empathic. You have an emotional connection to this person. You're going to pick up like an antenna their signal.
Okay.
My recommendation is 1, go take a damn shower because you got all stinky energy on you. 2, get a hematite ring. 3, go for a reading with a hematite ring on. You'll be surprised the difference of the reading. 4, stop reading for yourself.
Okay. Now that last one. Talk it through.
Okay.
Just told this other person that it was a giant red flag to stop meditating or doing anything spiritual. Now you just said stop doing readings for yourself. Wait a minute.
They're trying to read, but what they're doing is they're picking up more of the frequency of the person.
Oh, so they need to take a little reading break.
They need to take a self-reading break.
Okay. And stop tapping into that energy, let it dissipate, and then give it some time. Give it some time. Then you can consider reading for yourself. If it pops up again, take another break, let it clear out.
Right.
Okay.
Because this has happened. This happens all the time. It's like I can track Joe and know where Joe is because we have an emotional connection with each other. I have empathic abilities.
Okay.
Like I can find you in a store. I can find you in Walmart. There are other people I've done this with and continue to do this with, whether I choose to or not.
Okay. So is that now? I have a question then.
Okay.
Do you think that you've done this in other relationship and that or a version of this in other relationships, like a drawing or pulling people towards you, and then now even decades later, you're still causing that person to cross your path?
One that you're familiar with, yes. The other one, no.
Okay. I was just curious. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Statistically, you have at least one person that crosses your path way too much.
Right.
That, like, for it to be accidental.
Right.
Like, a little too much.
See your private chat.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay. All right. Wasn't the one I exactly had in mind, but that works too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, yeah, it's like a homing pigeon.
Ooh, this is well, no, we kind of know that one. All right.
All right.
Ooh. This sounds new agey.
Okay.
It's in tarot. Can somebody explain how tarot card addiction works? So, as a baby witch who is very into tarot and started her journey in the world of tarot cards and readings, I do a reading once a day in the morning as part of my morning routine self-care using a self-care oracle deck, and then do a 3-card reading with my tarot deck. I'm just reading up on it. I just don't get how you can become addicted to like cards. Like, I understand food, drugs, alcohol, but cards just seem like you're just choosing to ignore underlying issues that are already there even before the cards. Can somebody explain?
Well, what happens is it's like any other collectible. All right. That's it. Or do you see it as the way Shannon puts it? Or do you see it the way I'm putting it as once you buy one deck, you have to have a lot of decks?
I was taking it more the way Shannon's saying it.
Okay.
It is not only like you can't make a decision without consulting the deck, but like
Right.
you just go from one reader to the next, not trying to get a different reading per se, but like you just can't stop.
Well, you technically can stop. You
Well,
don't
you
want
can.
to stop because you get
Right.
addicted to that energy high. You get addicted to knowing what the next step is with and you drain out. Literally, it's a energy lack. You drain out every bit of damn energy on the planet.
Okay, so basically not to be rude, but these are people who are low energy that are basically doing like a I guess one could say like a buffet approach to
Right.
like receiving energy from readers
Right.
who have to connect with them
Right.
and do an energy exchange to do the reading.
Right.
And so they're just constantly going back for seconds and thirds and fourths
Right.
and fifths, and it's literally like a food
Right.
or a drug.
It very much is on an energy level, it's a drug. Because when you're doing a reading, your energy connects with that other person. Okay. And if you are dealing with depression, anxiety, emotional issues, and you have that innate, some people call it psychic vampirism. I don't like that term. If you have this very, like your vibration is very low, a psychic has to go deep, pull you up, and you'll get a high. That's why there's an emotional reaction for any reading. Like that year that I was studying Kabbalah, you said I needed to go buy, we needed to buy stock in Kleenexes. That's why.
Well, the preceding year after also made sense.
Right.
Because this was right at the end, like this was 2019. Is
Right.
that like everybody got a cry read?
Right.
And like we have not handed out that much Kleenex since. Like,
Right.
I mean, like what we went through in 2019, we
Right.
still haven't handed out since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And this is 2024. Like, I rarely have to give someone a Kleenex or see them like pulling on the Kleenexes.
Right.
That year, like we were going through boxes per
Yes.
event.
Right. But at the same time, I'm rocking this high vibrational energy because I'm working with the Kabbalah. I'm studying the Kabbalah. I'm also working with angelic realms and playing on like this, I don't know, very high vibrational frame. And I'm hitting these people and I'm doing really good readings because there's something you have to understand that, not a lot of people talk about. You have to pump your energy up for readings. You have to keep it at that high vibrational level. Especially in-person readings. That's why, like, you say Aeson comes on. No, I start charging the hell up.
Right.
And that's also why I'm so tanked at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But everything, and then I'm meeting their energy and it's like a battery connect. You have a battery that's half full and a battery that's full. Zap up, do the reading, and there's a disconnect. People get addicted to that zap up and they stop wanting to work on their own vibration.
So they just kind of get okay with being low vibration because they're going to just, like, thank God they have money for readings, or can con people in their life into giving them a reading that are higher vibrational people. And just constantly do that energy exchange over and over and over and over and over again. So I think that leads me to a next question. Is this a bad thing per se? Like,
yes.
Okay. Like, I was wondering if we went the next step with it. Like, no, really, this is like an addiction. You got to stop.
It is an addiction. It's called psychic junkies. But this happens in my everyday life. I walk into Walmart. Like, if I come off network, we run to Walmart. Everyone's talking to me. Everyone's coming up for a hug. Everyone's needing something from me. It's because I'm walking, like I'm vibrating at, I don't know, 200 megahertz. And the average is walking at 50. And if someone is walking at 10, that 10 is going to be attracted to that 200 megahertz.
You're the bright light in the room. Got it. Great. But here's the thing there, is because here's the ugly, dirty, sticky part. Is you're a professional psychic. Of course you want to make money at this. Where do you draw a line with a client between, like, okay, this is kind of a frequent flyer, and okay, you're a junkie and I'm cutting you off?
When they ask me the color of their socks. When they're coming to me for not advice, they're coming to me for not anything useful. They're just wanting fucking contact. And it's multiple times. I will block you. I will get in trouble for blocking you. I will get yelled at for blocking you. I'm still blocking you. Yeah.
Like,
and I want to take on this comment. No, Brenda, they don't. They mortgage the house. They file bankruptcy. They take out another credit card. Like, this is very dangerous, and this is why you have to have professional ethics.
I mean, this may be a controversial statement. But I mean, what I'm about to say, bear with me, guys. It on behalf of the person who has hit the addiction level. It almost sounds akin to, like, someone who's just a really bad person, but Catholic, and just hits confession every time the booth's open. And just, like, is all day, every day, like, bless me, Father, for I have sinned, and here's the horrible things I've done since an hour and a half ago.
Well, it's more so, and, you talk about this a lot, diabetics. Common diabetics will eat fucking sugar if they're left unattended. Like, there's a natural drawing of sugar.
Well, and you'll even do it too. And it's not exactly unattended per se. It's like you guys get stressed. And have a bunch of stuff going on, and, like, immediately you just see the sugar roll through. And it's like ho-hos and honey buns and, like, suckers and gummy worms, and it's just constant. And it's filling this need, both psychological and, like, I'm kind of hungry. And just, like, you're really not hungry, and you're stressed, and you're stressed eating, and you're choosing the worst things you could stress eat.
Exactly.
Like, dip a carrot in some ranch and slow the fuck down.
Well, it's find what you need. Because, for me, example, a lot of times when I want sugar, I don't want sugar. I want chocolate, which means I want zinc and magnesium.
Which there's different ways to get that. They're way healthier.
Way healthier.
And actually have a much better quantity of zinc and magnesium. But
that's the natural tone to me. Like, I know, Like here within the next 2 or 3 days, we're going to have to get some spinach.
Okay.
I've added squash to my breakfast because I'm getting that chocoholic flair, and that's telling me I need to raise my energy.
Okay.
Which means zinc and magnesium. But that's also why like psychic diets are so very important. Like I guarantee the psychic junkies, they're also doing junk food, they're doing crappy food, they're doing low vibrational foods, they're doing not sodas, but like, oh, what's sugarier than soda? You know what I'm talking about. That they're in a bottle, they have a serpent on them, or they have a salamander on them. Sobeys or whatever, they're 3 times worse. You got all this sugar and all this other extra
Oh yeah. So basically, you're overly over the top sodas,
right?
Like these are your Mountain Dew people, and like Mountain Dew are worse.
Well, these are the ones that are killing like 2 cubes of Mountain Dew a day.
Mm-hmm.
They're emotionally a fucking train wreck.
Now, this is probably the other sticky question, like sticky, dirty, icky question to ask. Do you think on network there are psychics who will tolerate these kind of clients just to make the money?
Yes. There are these types of, there are psychics on that network that wrote their mortgage on those clients.
Ooh. I mean, because I know that like you pump brakes with clients and are like, no, 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 no. I've already talked to you 3 times today.
Go drink a glass of water, take a shower, and then after you eat something, I may talk to you tonight.
Yeah. Like typically, like you have circuit breakers for your readings.
Yeah.
Like you have points in which you're like, oh no, ma'am.
Right.
Oh no, sir. No, 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 no. You done. Like 3 readings in one day. You're done.
Yeah. You don't need me that bad.
Cut it off. Like, don't care how long the reading is, 1 minute, 2 minute, whatever. If you've hit him 3 times in a day and it hasn't been because of a disconnection,
right,
there's a problem
or a crisis situation.
Yeah, and again, those like that's becomes the more reasonable. Like, hi, you're in a crisis. All right, we can help you through it. That's a one-off event. But when it's like, hi, you've called me 3 times and there's no reason you should have called me 3 times.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
It's like, get a fucking journal, start a meditation practice.
Go book a life coaching session if you need me that bad, and we will work through this at a different angle. And I will tell them I am switching from psychic mode to life coaching mode because you don't need a psychic right now. You need a hard life coach asking you, what are you doing here?
Yeah, because this, like, hi.
Hi.
You're in a parking lot asking for spare change for gas money.
Right.
And no one's looking at you thinking you're going to use it for gas. Like, sorry, we're judgmentally people. But you can sometimes look and tell. This is not gas money.
Right. Now, I do the side. Now, people don't be getting weird because I will do the exact opposite. I have clients that I've read for years, and I know when shit's going down. And guess what they get in their box? They either get a code or they get 3 minutes if they're a network client. And it's like, look, I know your shit's going down. We're also not going to bankrupt to get your shit fixed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's been some minutes that went out that I'm like, you did what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah, like there's 15 minutes in a box. Why did you send this client 15 minutes? I don't know. Let's see. She's going through a divorce. Her dog is, in a situation. And I just feel like she needs me. And yeah, she's a good damn client.
Okay. Well, but here's the thing, because Brenda was asking the when you max your credit card, you'll stop. Oh, no, they don't.
No.
They will refinance a house and take a title loan on the car. And then the next step,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that annoys a lot of psychics,
Mm-hmm.
is they will start literally like you're getting hit up in a parking lot for money for gas. Um, there have been messages that have come through
Mm-hmm.
that are about that icky,
Mm-hmm.
asking for free minutes.
Nope.
Can you send me a code? I really need to talk to you. Can you just spot me a couple of minutes and like I don't have any money right now and
Yeah.
and it's like that's addiction.
Yeah.
Like
There's nothing for me to talk to you
coming
about because
for
we've talked about it
coming for
for a
minutes.
month now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the other side of it. Like, it's one thing if he gets it and it's like, girl, I got you. Like,
Right.
I know you're having shit.
Right.
And that like you need this. But there are ones that will hit up like repetitively.
Daily.
Yeah, for can I just get a couple minutes? Could I get a couple minutes?
Right.
And it's like you have a problem.
Or
Because
ones
they're
will
not
say,
just doing this to him.
yeah.
Like, this isn't a very well crafted message. This says, hey, Aeson, hi. I know, like, I shouldn't ask, but I've had so much going on recently, and like, I'm so tapped out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just talk to you for a couple of minutes? Because, like, these aren't well formed messages. These are literal messages of, can I just get a couple minutes?
Right.
Like, that's it. There's no, like, that's the whole message.
Right. And
Any which way they can contact him.
right.
And, like, I mean, that is on Facebook posts, that is on Facebook Messenger, that is on, you name it, they have found a way to find him.
Right. And, if I know them or if I look at the situation, it's like, yeah, you got to talk to me, bring it on.
Yeah, here's your minutes. We're cool. Like, totally awesome. But then there's the ones that, like, do kind of stand out because it is... Like, I hadn't made that connection until tonight, but yeah, it literally reads.
Right.
Can I get a couple of minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it. That's the whole message. Like, I've seen ones come through that are like, hey, got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, payday's not till Friday. Can you send me a few minutes? I promise you I will call you this weekend for a longer read, but I just need to ask you a couple questions.
Yeah. And I
there's
should
5
clarify.
minutes.
It's
Boom,
not that
here's
I
a
read
code.
his... Yeah, it's not that I read his messages. It's just I do get to see the first part of them sometimes because I manage so much of your stuff. Like, so I'll see things come through, and there's a big switch difference,
right,
between the ones that are just like, can I get a couple minutes, and like, hey, Aeson, so I got a lot of shit going on right now.
right.
Blah, blah, blah. But I hadn't made that connection that yeah, so I get it now.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, psychic addiction is a thing. It's not what you think it is. It's a vibrational energy top-up addiction.
Right.
Because you don't want to do the work.
Right.
So
all right, guys, we're going to take a quick break because I got to get the kids in. They're driving me crazy.
Okay, cool deal.
Are you ready for an enchanting journey of self-discovery and empowerment? Dive into the mystical world of Wicca with our courses guided by Lord Aeson Knight. Unveil Wicca's secrets, explore fundamental principles, and delve into essential topics like deity relationships and the purpose of rituals. Aeson Knight, a third-degree high priest, shares his wisdom through life coaching lessons, guiding you towards a brighter future. Step into the inner circle of enlightenment. Enroll today to embark on a journey toward a more empowered you. Click the link to take your first step into the magical circle.
Ready to join the Psychic Coffee Shop Network? By becoming our patron, you'll unlock exclusive content from Aeson Knight, host of the Psychic Coffee Shop podcast and co-host of the Mountain Bears podcast, alongside the tech-savvy Techie Joe. Choose from subscription options ranging from Tall $1, Grande $5, to Venti $10 per month, supporting us in covering production costs and beyond. Depending on your subscription level, enjoy discounts on private readings, free access to classes and special events, behind-the-scenes extras, and the chance to participate in station meetings. Plus, you'll get early access to new content and the opportunity to shape future topics. We'll acknowledge your support in the credits of our videos. Don't wait. Brew some magic and join us today as a valued member. Link in the show description. Aeson Knight, your gateway to a transformed life. In a world where anyone can claim to be a life coach, Aeson stands out as a true professional with the skills and qualifications to guide you on your journey to success. So why invest in a personal life coach? Let's explore the game-changing benefits Aeson brings to the table. Ever find it hard to stay committed to change on your own? Aeson's expertise ensures you stay on track. With him as your coach, that internal drive kicks in, motivating you to keep your promises and achieve your goals. Making a change is tough, but Aeson makes it 1,000 times easier. He's your unwavering support, guiding you through challenges, pushing you beyond your limits, and believing in you even when you doubt yourself. Friends are great, but they may not always want to see you succeed. Aeson, on the other hand, is dedicated solely to your success. He removes negativity and limiting beliefs, giving you the tailored support you need. Forget endless hours deciphering advice from books and videos. Aeson is your shortcut to effective change. He saves you time and money by offering personalized attention, guiding you toward the tools and lessons that will truly work for you. Ready for a better tomorrow? Book your discovery call with Aeson Knight now. Take the first step toward the life you've always dreamed of. Aeson Knight, your partner in transformation. Start your journey today.
All right, we are back. The children are in, so they'll be quiet. Apparently, the neighbor's front patio has been moved to their back patio, and Gizmo's not happy about it.
Ooh, no, he is not.
Yeah. All right. So
All right.
what you got?
All right, so moving over to real witchcraft, here's a fun one.
Okay.
Undoing unintentional blood brothership.
Okay.
Recently, an accident occurred. Instead of causing separation between two parties, I put the client's blood on top of the one whose client is to be separated from. I assume this caused the two to form a blood bond of some kind. I declared the spell annihilated by word, but am not certain whether it truly is, as it is blood magic which is involved. Do you have any idea of reversing and or undoing the effect? Also thinking in direction of curse by third party, as client had mentioned a magical battle in the past, not directly related to the separation spell mentioned, though.
All right. So one.
I just hit you out.
You are not qualified to do blood magic. Stop it.
I'm just reading it going, oh God, I think you dared too much.
Well, no, daring is important, but that second pillar, I know, is more important. All right, so this is what you got to do. You got to turn around and get blood again. Make sure client's blood only goes on one side of a reverse candle. Make sure non-client's blood goes on the other side of reverse candle. Reverse the candle during the dark moon, preferably when it is in Scorpio, because you need to shoot through this, or when it is in Leo, because you're going to have to break energy. You're going to light that candle. You're also going to take your black knife, heat it very hot from your cauldron fire, like red, and you're going to slice through the burning candle. You're also going to make sure to cast the circle distal.
I don't know how, like, the levels of pest one must be to go to try to separate yourself from someone and inadvertently become their blood brother.
Well, it creates a bond. It's going to create a bond from bonds. And these are the things that occur. Or they can wait for the spell to break itself because it will naturally, spells run out of energy. This is why you have to renew them. Or you can take a quick step. The dark of the moon. Let me see.
Now, there's a comment on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I would perhaps make effigies of both people and then cleanse them both with the intent of breaking the spell. Then burn both effigies, both for the symbolism and to seal the rites you're doing.
No, that's not going to work. Here's why. You're only going to concrete it more, like stop digging your own damn hole.
Yeah, don't burn effigies.
Yeah, because especially together. Okay, you missed the 8th. Oh, honey.
It's going to be a minute.
April 7th.
Missed it.
No, May 7th.
There you go.
It is at 1%. You're looking at probably 2%. Yeah, I get working fast on collecting blood because you got to the 7th of the month to do it. And you got to get some supplies.
Oh, yeah. Does it make any difference? This was 10 days ago. It only has one response. Like, I'm going to send it to you because I feel like maybe you should step in there and be like, oh, I got you, girl.
You can save it. I'll respond later. But no, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you have to reverse. You have to do literally a forceful reverse.
Oh, mistakes were made.
All right. I'm going to reapply my common comment on blood magic. Do not do blood magic unless you have the ideas and the theories down to the microgram.
Like, be very careful.
Because
this is
blood
not
magic,
a toy.
This is not a toy. You are dealing with life force energy, which means you are taking the form of the gods.
Well, and more to the point, it sounds like this might have been an overshoot in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, you're causing separation between two parties. Like, how closely connected were they to begin with? Because it sounds like you overshot that.
Well, and this is why I say don't meddle in matters of humans. Meaning, if you're wanting to cause a separation, you don't bring them closer together to get the blood to touch each other. You do a cord cutting ceremony and be done with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to let nature take its
Start
course.
small. Start small.
Right.
Like, upgrade later. Like, that didn't work, we'll upgrade it.
Yep. All right. Hello, Invisible. Nice to see that you've arrived.
Oh, so yeah.
All right.
Oh, so well, before I choose this one, please use a bigger candle this time. I gotta say, there's one thing about witches I have noticed. Like, y'all like your candles big. Like, size matters.
Yes, it
Size
does.
matters on candles.
Especially when you've got a lot of inscripting to do. If you've got, these little tea lights and photos and chime candles, they're cute. They're really cute for little shit. If you're gonna do big shit, get big candles.
He likes big candles and he cannot lie.
Yes.
All right, so I'm not familiar with this, but I'm suspecting you've run across it.
At least once or twice.
TikTok cord cuttings.
Okay.
Like, you're familiar with when
Yes.
someone says they used a TikTok cord cutting?
Yes, they used Betty Crocker's recipe. Let's go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It has come to my attention that many use the TikTok cord cutting. While it can be successful, there's some things I want to debunk that many already have commented but have been ignored. First of all, spells and divination are two different things. You can't mix them. You don't interpret spells. Either they worked or they don't/didn't. That's all. No hidden meanings or whatever. Divination is for interpretation. It doesn't do anything other than give you insight. Spells don't do that. The cord cutting with the candles that is being flooded on all witchy subreddits recently is a mix of both. You perform a spell and then you go, what does it mean? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. TikTok is not a good source for witchcraft. Go on Reddit or on Pinterest, books, search for websites, but stop looking at TikTok. It only shows what's aesthetically pleasing, and most, if not all, who perform this type of cord cutting don't know shit about witchcraft. Seriously, go check their profiles. Cord cuttings are there to cut. Do what now?
Preach.
All right, sorry, I didn't know this was where this one was going. I thought it was going to be something different. All right, cord cuttings are there to cut off the energy of a certain person, nothing more. You can take a string, say this end is you and the other is the other person, and cut it with scissors. Boom, done. You don't go, the string is cut diagonally. What does it mean? It makes no sense. See? If you choose the candle one, don't try to interpret it. It's a spell, not divination. It means nothing more than you cut the cord. And if it didn't work the first time, try again. It means nothing other than you did a mistake or simply laws of this world. If there's a wind current flames move, it has no hidden meaning. Neither do the flames or whatever. Candle divination, flame divination is a thing, but not inside spells. Spells are just spells. They do something. That's it. That also means you can drop all the anxiety, whether something worked or not. First of all, it'll put rocks in the path of any of your spells. And second, there's nothing to worry about, really. There isn't. If it didn't work, you can just try again. There's really nothing you need to fear, nothing you need to question. Trust in your abilities more. Thank you for your time. Where are you with that one? Because I know you've run across like some of those, and you even had your own moment with like, I think it was a money candle.
All right, let's back this up.
Okay, back the train up.
Jerk it up. First of all, one, you do divination before magic. To see if there's even a need for magic. Do I need to change the course of this?
Mm-hmm.
Two, the 2 candles and a piece of twine with some herbs sprinkled around them. And I don't know, maybe they took time to carve some crap into the candles. Those are the ones I've been seeing on this beautiful tin plate or silver dollar store plate. I own a few of them. They're great for passing out communion. Can we
Those are called chargers.
Yeah. I'll call bullshit. First of all, order of operation. 1, You do your timing, meaning you go get out either your ethereal or your Google, and you look at your moon and how many planets can you stack up against here.
Mhm.
Before that, though, you do your divination, whatever flavor you choose. Have a cup of tea, drink a cup of coffee with some grounds in it, throw a couple cards, throw bones, throw shells. I don't care. Do you need to do magic? Will this magic work if you do it? What precautions do you need to see about the magic? All that should be done pre-mix. You're going to sit down, you're going to do your ephemeral, you're going to look for the dark of the moon because you're working for a negative, you're working with a negative energy. You're going to find your planetary hour of either, if you're wanting separation, I highly recommend the moon because you're looking for an emotional break. If you're wanting a separation of I don't know, a relationship, maybe you want to talk to Miss Venus, or if you're dealing with, you need an aggressive situation to go away, maybe you want to talk to Mars. If you're wanting things to get a little bit less comfortable, maybe we go and talk to the taskmaster of Saturn, whatever. You want to make sure you have your timing down to the minute. When you're working within void energy, some people call this negative energy. Cord cutting is negative energy. You want to make sure that you have everything personalized, double checked. You're going to choose proper candles and make sure the candles are the right type, the right style. We ain't doing no damn substitution. As far as this cotton twine that I use to tie up my tomatoes with, you're going to go and you're going to get you 3 pieces of embroidery thread, and you're going to sit there and braid them with your own energy. You're going to tie 9 knots in that cord. And you're going to be thinking and doing a knot spell as you create that cord, because it's copying an energetical pattern. You're going to carve your candles. You're going to anoint your candles. You're going to clear your space. You're going to lay your stuff out on your space. You're going to set your candles up. They don't always set up pretty, so you're going to have to make sure they do. Then you're going to do your herbs that you have chosen to create a space of separation. I never see a line of separation in that tray. That tells me there's a problem. All right. Then you're going to cast your circle. You're going to set your altar. You're going to then do your magic. And you're not going to film it. Why? Why is there a problem with filming? I don't know. When I do circle and I tell people to take and leave their cell phones outside and their watches outside, and they don't listen, they get to buy new cell phones and watches. Otherwise, it ain't working. So what's my thought on TikTok is it's cute. It's kind of like Pinterest, but it ain't accurate. And magic is never pretty unless it's for show.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because those candles look too clean to me.
Well, because here's the last part though but where are you on, because I'm thinking you have a slightly different take on, so to speak, divination of a spell, like
Right.
candle wax and how a flame burns, like, because there's elements of that I know that you've taught in class,
right,
that are, well, okay, here's what happens, or what should happen if your spell's
right,
working. And then basically, if it doesn't do this,
right.
then you have a problem.
Well,
either that was a bad spell, you shouldn't have used that, that's not working, or you need to go back and check yourself before you wreck yourself. Like you like there's
right.
some different things.
But that is not divination. That is spell formula and analyzation.
Okay.
You're doing the spell, and before it hits the cord, the candles go out. You're doing the spell, and as the candles burn all the way down, the cord never catches fire.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing the spell, and the room fills with smoke. And you don't have a charger with too much incense in it. You're doing a spell and it's all black. That tells me you fucked up. Go back and check your work. Because magic is like a recipe. We'll talk about dinner tonight. I fucked up dinner.
A little bit.
A lot.
Okay. I was being nice. I still ate it.
Yes, you did. It was still kind of good, but it wasn't cheesy and delicious. My cheese sauce did not form. And I know the problem. It's a product problem. Walmart's, I'm mad at you over your scalloped potatoes. I ain't buying them again.
Mm-hmm.
Or I added too much water, or I didn't have the oven temperature high or low enough, or there isn't enough power flowing through because I was also running other things. These are things you look at. When we look at the finished product of a spell, there should be, if there's candle wax and there's symbols, you need to pay attention to the symbols if you're working for somebody else. What I mean by that is I'm doing a cord cutting spell because I'm tired of Joe whining about somebody.
Oh, so Brenda just watched someone bawling through a TikTok cord cutting today. Thought they had finally quit. I think we need more detail.
I need more detail.
Yeah.
Okay. But the cheese sauce didn't form. So that recipe wasn't correct. There was a mistake in the formulation. There was a mistake in the situation. There's a mistake in the product I chose. Same thing with magic.
Yeah. No, it's a recipe. If it goes up in flames, like assume there's a finished version that would look pretty for TikTok. Like, just assume that there's a version you would serve on a table, and it would look gorgeous, or like it's supposed to. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Let me show you.
Version. And then there's a version that goes up in flames, and it's like called Domino's. We're not serving this.
All right. So this is my cauldron. I don't clean it up until it's ready for me to use again. I done a spell. What's left in here?
Some ash.
Some ash. Nothing more.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a finished spell should look like. There should be nothing to bury except ash.
Yeah. But now that also brings up, like, we had the one incident. The only time I've ever interfered. We'll put the air quotes around it. For safety, I interfered. Because usually if whatever he's doing is whatever he's doing, and I don't get involved in that.
Right. Normally I wait for you to be asleep.
Ever, when I step into his office and I see flames shooting out of the cauldron you just saw, flames shooting out in the feet. You better believe I throw the lid on that and go, not today, Satan. We ain't burning down the house.
Okay, so you have to back up and let's talk about the spell. It was a spell class. The spell was divine intervention. And I needed I done divine intervention on someone. Mm-hmm. Because when I taught this class, they have pissed me off past the P box.
Okay.
Spell completed itself perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Just let it burn out, as I've heard before, and as has occurred in this house.
Right.
Oh, you better believe I divinely threw that lid on there and went, fuck that shit.
And how much was left in that cauldron when you took the lid off?
I didn't take the lid off. I said, your spell went amok. You need to fix that.
No, I got my divine intervention. If you saw the inside of my cauldron, it's clean.
Yes.
And I haven't had to reseason my cauldron at all.
True. Please. If it had gone much longer, I don't think you would have had a cauldron. I think it would have melted.
Well, honey, you see what's sitting in the driveway.
Well, true.
How divine is that car?
Well, it did appear when we needed it.
Exactly.
Yes. So Brenda says those videos showed up so much I had finally quit seeing them, but today, one back, complete with tears, snot, and ugly crying face close up, was hoping they were out of fashion finally. So this is talking about like the TikTok like cord cuttings and other spell work where someone is just losing their shit because they don't know what this means.
Well, they're losing their shit because they're looking too deeper into it, and they're doing it wrong.
Yeah. Well, and that's probably the important part is don't try to necessarily go divination on it. Like if you're trying to multitask, divination and spell work is not a combo.
No, it is a process.
Yeah, you can't multitask and be like, while I'm running this cord cutting, I'm going to do some scrying. No.
Do the cord cutting, then look at the results of the candles. Look at what has occurred. Did both candles burn to fucking nothing? Because it should be. Is the cord completely burnt? Great. Doesn't matter if it burned diagonally or centrifugally or whatever. It should have burned. There should be nothing on that tray but ash and herbs. Furthermore, I want to talk about something else. Okay. You should not be applying cord cutting for emotional work. Those are not the same thing. Oh, I'm tired of this person in my life. I'm going to do a cord cutting. No. You go and do your own work, your own emotional work. Stop using the universe as your housekeeping department.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. Now, like if there were a situation where, like, I'm gonna go as extreme as I can imagine. So you're trying to do a cord cutting. You light both candles, and suddenly, unexpectedly, inexplicably, everything involved explodes out like an episode of Ghostbusters where like ectoplasm goes everywhere.
Right.
And like your candles have immediately just exploded. And that room looks like a disaster area.
Oh, you mean like that money spell I'd done? It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. Like, it was more like the universe went, oh, that's what you want? Delivered.
Like, thanks, you're done.
Yep.
Like, this is a ridiculous amount of effort for what you want.
Yes. Like, you could have just sent an I dump you text.
Like,
Dear John letters should come back in fashion with cord cutting coming back in fashion.
You know, that would be nice. So yeah, well, which I think brings up one last point on this, which is, so sometimes, ghosting is an option.
Yes.
In both directions. One, with people, is to just go, nope, and dip out.
Right.
Simultaneously, the magical requirement for that is also nope.
Right.
And dip out. Like, if you can walk away.
Right.
If you can just leave. You don't need to symbolically bury this hatchet or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
With a magical thing. Like stop.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if this is not enough of a relationship that you feel any real emotional investment in, stop doing symbolic shit. Like, you don't need a cord cutting for that.
Why are we cord cutting?
Yeah, why? Why are you cord cutting?
What?
Because you don't need the symbolism.
Right.
Like, stop. Yeah, truth. Not everything requires a spell or magic. No. Sometimes it's just no.
And furthermore, do not dabble in magic. Magic is a skill. It is an art. It is the same as cooking. It is the same as painting. If you do not have the skill and knowledge, you don't do it.
I know. If I could just get a nickel for every time I accidentally made a quiche.
I know, right?
One, let's clarify that. No one in their life has ever accidentally made a quiche.
Right, but you manifest quite well.
The first time someone was playing around in a kitchen went, I wonder what happens if.
Right.
And they, oops, I made the quiche. I invented a thing. After that, no one, I seriously mean, no one has accidentally made a quiche.
Right. Now,
No one.
No one accidentally. Some people accidentally manifest things. Give you that. No one accidentally does baneful magic. Cord cutting is baneful magic.
Yeah, it can definitely bite you in the ass if you're not careful. And that comes from invisible. So yeah, no, not everything needs spell, and please realize you didn't accidentally do this.
Right.
Like, you intentionally did it.
Right.
With reasons that were not sufficient.
Right. And I also want to counteract something here. If you do a love spell and then you do a cord cutting spell, that's like saying, I want steak for dinner. Universe cooks you a steak, delivers it, and you're like, oh, I wanted chicken. Get over it.
Make sure you know what you want before you ask for it. Like, at that level.
Right.
Like, make sure you're in.
Right.
Like, loneliness is not a reason for a love spell. You do not want what that will bring you.
Exactly.
Like, desperation and magic are not a good combination. It's like drunk driving.
Well, it's worse than drunk driving, because then you're actually dealing with the tapestries of fate.
Well, I was going to go with, in a best case drunk driving scenario, you hit a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas desperation magic tends to affect immediately off the top at least one other person.
Mm-hmm.
And they have now been roped in for the ride.
Right.
Like, and they were innocent and just sitting over like, hi. And now they've been sucked into your world.
Right.
Like, desperation magic don't come by.
Right. If you take a love this exercise for students, and if you're studying magic, do it. Go for a walk, find your lake, pick up a stone and throw it as far as you can into the lake, and then watch the effects.
Because, yeah, that's about how it works. Speaking of, so love magic, and we're kind of abandoning here, but I'm sure someone has asked this.
Right.
Because it was, I think, a TikTok moment as well, was all the love spells.
Yeah.
And it had its boom there for a minute, and I hope it doesn't see another resurgence. Where everyone was like, love magic, love magic, love magic, love magic. Thoughts? Like, this is a good time to drop that one in, because I know you've got thoughts.
I have thoughts. I have mixed thoughts. Mm-hmm. I think that it's like when you ask Emily Dubaker a lawyer question, it depends. What I mean by that is love magic has its place in this microcosm. Mm-hmm. Attraction magic, enchantress magic is a better operation. than the publicized love magic.
See, I was gonna say I kind of almost have more issues with that.
Okay.
Well, because like there was this whole also like counter reaction a while back of like, but where's your consent? Because you're basically ripping someone into your world.
Right. And that's where you're going. That's love magic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Like
but isn't temptress magic the same thing? Because you're creating an unnatural attraction.
No, it's not the same thing. I'm not targeting a person.
Okay.
Okay. Most of the public love spells you see, it's targeted at I'm trying to find a name that I don't know because I don't want to attract somebody.
I want Ryan Reynolds. If Ryan Reynolds could fall on my face. No.
I want Mick. So I do a spell to get Mick. That I think it's gray. It's that area of you're an idiot. You're going to get Mick and you're going to not be able to get rid of Mick. It's going to be like my damn cat.
Yeah.
She won't leave me alone.
Fair enough. All right, but then with the attraction, you're saying that's not targeted. That's just kind of a, well, if anyone's out there.
No.
Okay.
It's creating a energetical perfume.
Okay.
Or an energetical pheromone level. That's like putting up the hot and ready sign.
Okay. Because argumentatively, one could also call it you're basically getting everyone in the room drunk.
Right.
But then again, that becomes a consent problem, is drunk people aren't consenting.
They're not consenting, but it's not pushing it to that love level. It's bringing having the attract, it's the magnetic energy. It's making you more attractive, more available for that energy to come in. Because attraction's nice. Okay. But you don't have to sleep with them. You're not entrapped into a forever soul bonded relationship that never goes the fuck away.
Okay, so you like it from the perspective that if all else fails, this is easier to snip the cord and reset.
Take a shower, you get rid of the perfume.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, Brenda points out making yourself more available to love and more of what I need for love is a better option. So how do you feel about that? Instead of working with that person to bring someone towards them, working with that person to more so make them a better vessel for a relationship.
Right.
Okay. Now, is that what you think attraction magic is doing? Is you're making someone a better vessel for a relationship? And then what naturally follows after that is what naturally follows after that.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's just the attention, the attraction, the vibrational energy, the top effect, is what Enchantress magic does, is what Temptress magic does. It's a total different avenue.
Now, do you think some people end up still abusing that and like, okay, we're going to attraction me up, and then I'm going to go straight for like my sister's husband?
No. That doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Because the only way that would work is my sister husband has an interest in me.
Well, but if you like, this is what I was asking.
Okay.
So if we're describing it like pheromone,
right?
If you like, if I come see you and it's like set me up, basically,
Right.
And I don't go to the club. I don't go to the bar. I don't go to church. I don't go anywhere where I can meet new people.
Uh-huh.
I go straight over
Uh-huh.
and I just start rubbing that scent all over the place in front of, someone already in a relationship that no shouldn't be doing this.
They would
Is that an
naturally be
abuse?
doing it anyhow.
Okay. So shit happens, basically.
No.
Like, if that's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If it's not gonna happen, no amount of that's gonna make it happen.
Right. There has to be that. It's like, I'm trying to explain this.
No. I think you did. Because what I was asking was, because there's that problem in love magic, is that sometimes when someone goes to someone seeking out love magic, they don't explain the intricate details in play here of, oh, by the way, that's my sister's husband that I'm trying to get you to, like, hook me up with here.
Right.
Like, you don't tell that part. That's the silent part. Versus if they come to you with the same intention.
Right.
You can sit here and do the attraction magic all you want to.
Right.
It's not going to break that marriage because, girl, you stupid.
Right.
Like, you a dumb bitch. You not available unless that was going to happen anyway. All you did is maybe sped it up a little. But if it wasn't going to happen, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Versus doing love magic, which is, well, you just broke up a marriage.
Well, that's multiple things occurring there to occur. But let's go with, I want to talk more about enchantress magic and it being done and how it actually works there. Enchantress magic can only work on the other parties if there is a natural intention to it. Like, I don't care, all you females can be doing attraction magic. It's not going to affect me other than I'm going to redesign your closet.
Okay.
And maybe throw out half your makeup because you look like a drag queen.
Like, I'll come over and braid your hair.
Right.
We'll order Domino's.
Right. You ain't getting me in bed. However, I can do you work with I work with Morgan. She's the very lovely enchantress. That's part of her energy. It's part of my personality. It occurs.
Okay. Well, because, see, here's my thing was, like, because you say temptress.
Right.
And what runs through my head is like, Jolene. Like, whoa. We like, we don't want a Jolene situation.
Well, it's more.
But it sounds like that's more where love magic is.
Right.
Is you're creating Jolene with love magic. Right. With temptress magic, with enchantress magic, you're not creating the opportunity, or you're not violently creating an opportunity.
Right.
You are, if this was going to happen, it's going to happen. We just, here's your V8 moment, dumbass.
Right.
Right here. Right. Those are very different approaches. Like, that's still consensual.
Right.
Versus love magic is like, I did not ask for a divorce. Excuse me.
Right.
Or I didn't ask.
Right.
Yeah.
Because magic takes the path of least resistance. So in both cases, there has to be an opportunity. First of all. So let's talk about this brother-in-law. He has to have a natural intention to cheat. Okay, for that even to work. Enchantress magic is going to hit that, and he's going to think, well, you're looking good today, and stop. That's as far as it goes. Love magic is going to go in there. It's going to go, ooh, you got a natural intention to cheat. Let's tie handcuffs around him and drag him to my bedroom.
Okay, but if it's not his natural intention to cheat, is it? Because I think that's probably the bigger underpinning to understanding why love magic is problematic.
Right.
Is that okay? Well, if it's not an intention to cheat, then you're driving a wedge in this marriage to force a divorce, in which,
Right.
like every couple, like there's no couple on the planet that does not have an issue
Mm-hmm.
that you strike it with a hammer enough times, you will split their asses up.
Exactly.
Like, I'll guarantee it. I will guarantee it.
Yes.
Every couple has a wedge issue, and if you strike it with a hammer enough times,
Right.
like, you can work on it all you want to. You strike it with a hammer enough times, you will split them like a log.
Yes.
And love magic, like, well, there you go. There's your path of least resistance. Just keep hitting that wedge issue, and they'll bust apart. And then, hi, available.
Right. But that's two different spells. That's a separation spell. The reason you're not allowed to have scissors in our bedroom for any reason. And
meanwhile, someone just watched this and went, oh, so I can get them. I just need to go by the dollar store, get a bunch of safety scissors, throw them under their bed, and see you in a few months.
Right. And then a love spell to attract him back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas just doing a love spell is just going to create an affair. But
Okay.
that natural intent for him to want to cheat has to be there. That's one of those by components, or it's not going to work.
Okay, now are you also counting like emotional affair in that? Like because there's those people that get stuck in the I really, really love you, I really want to be with you, but I'm married. I can't cheat on her. Like that's not me. That's not what I do.
Veil. That's a thin paper veil.
Okay. Well, yeah, but you get what I'm saying though.
Right.
There are those people that they'll like run the line, and then it's like, but we can't sleep together.
Then that love magic comes in there and breaks that line.
Okay.
Because it's a very thin line between emotion
like
and
emotional cheating and physical
cheating. Cheating. Okay. Like they have, and that's what people don't understand is people have the ability to cheat. There has to be an inclination there to cheat for it to occur.
Then do you almost have to argue everyone? That's where I think there's a moment here. Are you arguing the case that everyone has a natural, I don't want to say intention or inclination, but like, do you think cheating's on the table for everyone?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
But again, I'm kind of going back to the consent issue. And
right.
So fundamentally, like, you can't use love magic against someone who wasn't going to cheat in the first place.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's kind of like this is the inevitable. Now it's you got may you get what you want, may you want what you get. Like you got it.
All of it.
Luck with that.
Right.
Yeah, it's not cherry picked. Like you got it all.
Right.
May you have fun with that.
Right.
Like you made your choices.
Right. And it's like straight dudes won't sleep with gay dudes. A real straight dude will not sleep with a gay dude under any reason.
Well, but that also gets into some theory on human sexuality and is anyone really gay, straight? You know what I mean?
I get what your point is, but what I'm saying there is there are just some people out there that like, no, that'll never fucking happen.
Well, see, that's where I get into I think that's a very small percentage. that like it would never in a million years happen
Mm-hmm.
that you pull someone across like they are 100% or they are 100%. I think that's a very small percentage.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's like a 1% right in front of that.
Right.
On either side. It's like 99.99. Yeah, as Shannon put it, there is not enough booze in the world types.
Right. See private chat, because I'm not going to say that online.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. No. What I was saying was, I think I don't disagree that there are people that are hundreds.
Right.
That like there is no chance in the world of them ever, either if they're straight having sex with someone of the same sex, or if they're 100% same-sex attracted having sex with someone of the opposite sex. Like I think there's a few hundreds.
Right. But if that's not a possibility there,
Mm-hmm.
you can't make it happen with love magic.
Okay. Not even with.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that's the biggest misconception there. If there is not an innate piece there, it can't hit each other.
Okay. So so that's where the consent gets a little fuzzier.
Right.
Is because there is consent.
Right.
It may be 1,000,001 shot.
Right. That's been
but it's
increased
still
to maybe 5 and 1.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Whereas, and this is why, I really do not like love magic. Don't ask me for a recipe for love magic.
Mm-hmm.
Attraction magic, enchantress magic, temperance magic, not a problem. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, not a problem. But it's not targeted.
Yeah.
Okay. It's walk into a room and everybody looks at you.
Now you choose.
Yeah.
And they're free to choose as well.
Exactly. Because just because someone finds you more attractive today doesn't mean they're going to lay you out.
Okay.
All right. So do you have an Are You the Asshole, or do you have another Reddit for me?
Oh, well, let's do one more Reddit.
Okay.
So we'll go hit, I think I want to hit Real Witchcraft one more time.
All right.
Ooh, this might be a fun one. This is from a month ago.
Okay.
All right, so what kind of spell can help me with this bad luck situation? Hello, lately I've been having a couple of terrible days and everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. My cat, who has been my emotional support for years, got lost over a month ago and there was no trace from him. There has been a very bad financial situation at my house to the point we have spent time without nothing to eat. An uncle got involved in a scam and lost a lot of money. And today an aunt is basically who is basically my second mom, got diagnosed with cancer. Is there any spell or any recommendation of things I can do? I'm desperate and I just don't know what to do. Okay, well, that last sentence said the magical no word.
Well, here's my recommendation. You ain't gonna like it. First of all, get the clutter out of your damn house. If you ain't touched it in 6 months, clean out that attic, clean out that basement, clean out all your shit. You're going down to basic. Mm-hmm. Then you're going to get your dust mop, your broom, your bucket of water, your cleaning supplies, your vinegar, and your salt, and your basil. And we're going to clean everything. top to bottom, every floorboard, every vent, every door. Then we're going to also take the vinegar out and wash our mailbox. We're going to wash our door. We're going to wash our porch. We're going to wash our car. We're going to wash every piece of clothes, including the ones you have on. Then you're going to take your happy little ass to the bath, and you're going to rub-a-dub scrub yourself with salt and a soap. And you're going to do this every new moon until this changes, because I'll guarantee you one of four things are occurring here. Either one, you've pissed someone off so bad you need to go just piss on a brick. Two, you've got negativity piled up like fucking suitcases, and it's just creating damn chaos. Or three, someone has empath and possibly mediumship abilities while going through menopause or puberty. Instant results.
Well, see, that wasn't where I thought you'd go with this.
Okay.
Because I was seeing a few things here. Like, my cat, who's been my emotional support for years, got lost over a month ago, and there's no trace for him. Because I know you're very big on the belief that, like, cats come and go as they're needed.
Right.
Like, they're like, you have a general theory that you don't own cats, you just house them.
You care for them. They still think they're gods. Yes.
Yeah. So if your cat has gone missing for a month, that's not your cat anymore. Like, they came, they did what they were supposed to, they're gone now.
They left
wherever
this planet.
they've gone. They went to help someone else, they moved on, whatever.
Right.
Okay. And then a bad financial situation to the point that we've spent time with nothing to eat.
That's where I'm going. Something's wrong.
Okay. And then an uncle got involved in a scam and lost a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
And then an aunt that is basically, an aunt, second mom, with cancer. Here's my thing. And maybe I'm just lazy. I kind of personally like it. Like, I like bombs of bad shit. Here's my theory.
Right.
If I'm already down, go ahead and kick me a few times.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I consider it a run of bad luck when it's like every fucking month, every week is something else. You hit me like with 12 things in like 2 days. Okay, cool. As long as we're running smooth sailing before and after, I'm fine with that. Drop your bomb. I'll have my downtown Beirut situation. We rebuild and fix it and move on, and as long as it's smooth sailing.
Right. Well,
what I don't like, the bad luck, I like when I see it as like a run of bad luck, is when it's just like you cannot, like, you just keep getting knocked down for months, years at a time. Right. Then it's like, okay, no, you got a problem.
Well, this is where I'm seeing threads. Finances is a thread. Money is a thread. There's a blockage there. That blockage is normally caused by clutter, negative energy, blocking flow, drama coming to your door. And we have a female with cancer. We do not have the age of the female.
Okay.
Or location of cancer.
I mean, I could probably take some guesses. See if OP has ever thrown out an age. Because I don't know, the way they're writing, I'm going to assume the aunt's in their 50s.
Right.
Oh, here it is. Female 22. So pretty much nailed it. Going to be an aunt in their 50s.
Right. With, some emotional damage going on. So you got to combat that. And you combat it by cleaning. Constantly cleaning, but cleaning. get the energy clean.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're basically seeing the cat's a whole separate issue, and then here's a threat.
Right. The threat is finances.
Mm-hmm.
The threat is luck. The threat is dead energy.
Okay. So since the cat is a separate issue, like we've already talked about this other one, where are you at with the cat? Like, especially as an emotional support for years.
Well, the problem there is for years. Cats leave when they leave. Whether it is they would leave their home and go on to someone else, or they leave and go find some place to cross.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was meaning in terms of OP.
Right.
Like, your cat was there, they performed their function.
Right.
You know, and it sounds like their function was to comfort you through, you know, a rough or a point in which you needed propping up.
Right.
So I think what you take from that should be like, it's time for you to stand on your own.
Right.
Like, you can't keep pouring your problems into an animal.
Exactly. Especially cats, because they're sponges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They do what they need to do. They take on they process energy. That's why cats lower our blood pressures. They're actually processing our energy and freeing it, or cleansing it, basically. So I'm not counting that as part of the situation. I'm counting that as a side effect of the situation. Because if you can't feed yourself, how are you going to feed your animal?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know that's kind of rude and that's kind of mean, but no. First parallelium is always clean. Clean, 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 clean. Why? It's because you've got to get that energy cleared.
All right. Well, and in very much agreement with you was the one comment of sometimes our lives just take a turn for the worse. Best thing you can do is cleanse and ride it out.
Right.
Basically.
Right. But no, people will have all this trouble, and when I spiritually or start talking to them, walk into their life, and it's like, you got shit laying all around.
Like, if you're Betty Davising their situation, being like, what a dump. Like, clean this shit up.
Right. Get rid of it.
Fair enough. Alrighty.
So do you want to do an Are You the Asshole? Do we want to do a relationship advice? What do you want to do? Because I'm letting you deal with the Reddit episodes.
I think we're at a good stopping place.
Okay.
Like, we've been through a lot. I think there's been some Are You the Asshole moments in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we didn't vote him out, but
Yeah.
I think you can.
Okay. So, if you like this episode, give me some likey, some smiley faces, some whatevers, and we'll do these about once a month.
Oh yeah, Brenda likes the Reddit shows.
Give me some reactions.
Well, and then feel free to send us things you find.
Yes.
Like, that always helps. That's sometimes the hardest part of the Reddit shows is like finding content that, like, we don't want to get into the same thing every time.
Right. And I just want to remind people, magic is not plug and play. It is not your keyboard or your monitor. Tarot, you need to fucking study it.
Oh, Shannon says, I love how he forgets we multitask. And sent like all the emoticons.
Yes.
Better.
So, please take watch of this. Please take note of some of the topics we talked about tonight, because these are being played out. TikTok does not teach witchcraft. It shows pretty shit.
It does. And pretty things are nice. Don't get us wrong.
Don't get us wrong, but it's not magic.
Pretty things are nice. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No. Believe me, the comedy of errors. Like, and this is not about embarrassing anyone, because every single one of them you could say this about. Something always goes wrong at like events where, like, just opening and closing a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Shit goes wrong.
Right.
It's not pretty.
Right.
Things blow up. The stupidest words who have ever emitted from someone's mouth will be admitted.
Yes.
Like, that just blah.
Right.
And you're just looking at someone like, bless your heart. Internally, because you don't do it externally, but internally you're like, bless your heart.
Well, that's what you do. What I do is I continue on, because it's like,
and they do. They do.
Right.
But there have been moments where it's like I've seen Calling of the Quarters in which someone went north, rotated 90 degrees, and went south before realizing what they just said and going.
And if you are doing baneful magic, you stop right there.
Yeah.
Release those quarters, release that circle, go have a cigarette, or whatever your equivalent to that is. Hope you've got time to complete the spell still within the hours, and start over.
And if it keeps happening,
Rituals are not spell magic.
Yeah.
That's like adding salt to your cookies, and you've added 2 cups of salt instead of a teaspoon. You can't fix it at that point.
like, throw it out, start over.
Exactly. Do not complete the operation. Hard drive failure.
Like, reboot.
Right. So I'm going to offer some friendly reminders. One, let me double check. I believe that we are in the right phase. Today is the 9th.
Yep.
Go back to previous month. We are still in the new moon. Go wash your doors with vinegar, especially if you've been having a lot of shit going on. Wash your door down with vinegar. Doorknob, top of door, sides of door. Don't forget where the door intersects with the house. Wash your doors down with vinegar. Take a shower with some salt. Take a lovely salt bath. Relax. Let all the bull crap that came up float down the drain. Take time tonight to write out 5 things you want in 28 days. And be realistic, or you will. It's not that you won't get them, it's that these are things that you have to work for. These are goals.
Hmm.
And then relax.
Okay.
Okay?
That's an easy assignment.
That's a very easy assignment, because we just went through that eclipse. It brought up a lot of shit. All right.
All right, time for me to take it away.
Take it away.
All right, so of course we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Tracy Van, Caitlin Bell, and Devin. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become a Patreon sponsor and receive all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com.
Yes, and good night, and I'll see you Thursday night with Miss Sandy. Bye, y'all.
Bye.